Hey guys, my name is Matsumo, and today I wanted to do another Did You Know style of video for Rainbow Six Siege. First of all, just to jump on in here, did you know that you can get ammo from your dead teammates? Now, admittedly, this is never going to happen in a normal game because the requirements to do this are ridiculously specific. So according to Six Squatter, a Reddit user who's the one who figured this out, if you have the same gun as your teammate and he dies and you're directly below him, you have to be below your teammate when he dies, you will grab the extra ammo. Here is a clear example. The thing is, though, is that if your teammate dies across the room and then you run over to his body with the same gun as he did a couple of seconds later, you're not gonna get that sweet ammo in your inventory. I have no idea why this is a mechanic in Rainbow Six Siege, and I have a feeling it's either a bug or it's just a leftover version of like the beta or the alpha. Maybe in a previous version of the game when they were first developing it, they had a pickup system where you could run over to a dead teammate's body and get his ammunition. I'm assuming that's the case, and they kind of eliminated it from the game, but they didn't eliminate it entirely. Regardless though, I thought this was pretty cool. I had no idea that this was an aspect of Rainbow Six Siege, and so if you're ever in a situation where you need some ammo, your teammate has the same gun as you do, maybe just kind of sit below them, go prone below them, and you might get lucky enough when they die to get some more mags at your disposal. The next piece of advice that I have revolves around canals. When you're on offense trying to breach into the boathouse, it can be very difficult, especially when you're trying to go it from the water side. That hallway, the only hallway to get in from this section of the map, is kind of a death trap in most situations. Usually the enemy is going to watch it like a hawk. They're going to have someone plant there the entire time, and if you don't have a thermite, you're gonna have a very difficult time getting anywhere near that objective. And so one way of getting around it is making your way on over to this wall, rappelling on up, and then kind of moseying on over to the right, and if you get into this right spot, you get a clear line of sight of anyone that is camping that hallway. You don't even need to make a sound. I mean, maybe if they're really observant to their audio, they can hear you rappel, but you don't need to shoot out a wall, you don't need to use a breaching charge. There is a little slit that you can peer through and take anyone out that's camping that little hallway. Here is me getting taken out and discovering that this was even a possibility in Rainbow Six Siege. It blew my mind because it's the perfect way at taking people out in that location. This kind of transitions very nicely into a lot of the other maps, and that is that if you ever see reinforced walls on the outside of a building, more often than not, they're gonna have this little section above it. Maybe not as advantageous as this spot on canals where it gives you a clear opening, but if you're playing as Sledge, Buck, you're playing as Ash, and you see there's this little part above that reinforced wall that's breakable, use your breaching charge, use your hammer, and now you have a nice little murder hole that a lot of enemies aren't going to expect. It's on a lot of maps. Explore it, they're everywhere, and they can give you some nice cheeky little kills and catch the enemy by surprise. The next tip that I have is that did you know if you're on defense and the offensive team has planted the diffuser above a trap door, that if you use a shotgun or a nitro cell to blow open said trap door, that the diffuser itself will fall on through and you'll immediately win the round. The way it works is that the diffuser needs to be around the objective, and so as soon as it falls through that hole, it's far enough away where it no longer does its job and the defensive team wins. Now, I realize this isn't going to happen very often, but if you are on offense, maybe you need to look out for this, but also if you're on the defensive team and you notice that they have placed it on a trap door, this can be a very quick way for you to win the round, even if you only have like 1 or 2 seconds to defuse it. Let's say it took you a long time to take out the enemy team, they are really hunkered down defending that diffuser box. If you're out of time, but you do have a nitro cell left over, or you're using a shotgun, just shoot it or blow it up really quickly, and you're gonna get a very satisfying victory. I will fully admit it may not happen very often, but use this knowledge to your advantage when you are on offense and on defense. One thing I wanted to mention really quickly, because I'm assuming it's a bug, and hopefully it's gonna be fixed, but I think you should be aware of it, is that grenades and fuses, gadget grenades, can go through reinforced walls. It only seems to go through reinforced walls if you're prone. I don't know why that's the case, but here, for example, I got level cap. He's prone on the opposite end. I throw a grenade literally at this reinforced wall, and it takes him out. He wasn't clipping. I didn't see his body at all. He's just next to it, and so kind of watch out for that. Like I said, I'm assuming it's just a bug, it's a glitch, but if you're in a situation where you know a thermite or you know that there is a sledge on the enemy team and they have grenades left, that you may not want to stand directly next to the wall in those situations. The final one that I have for you, and this is something that I did not know for a very long time, is that if you're playing as Blitz or anyone that has a shield, that you have the ability to switch that shield onto your back so it's now protecting your backside and have just your pistol in the front. The way you go about it is just switching between your primary weapons as you normally would with any of the other operators, or just using the scroll wheel if you are playing on PC. Now, you might be thinking, why in the world would he want to do this? Well, if you're ever in a situation where you need to run away from the objective very quickly, this actually might be a good idea to, if you just need to sprint and you know they're directly behind you, to just kind of switch this and protect your back. It will protect you from behind. Other than that, it's probably not going to have that much of an impact. Like, in most situations, you're going to want it indirectly in front of you, but if you want to run away, or if for some reason you just want to be goddamn Rambo and you want to protect your backside, this is one way of going about it. But yeah, guys, that is about it for another episode of Did You Know? I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any other random crazy things that you've discovered in Rainbow Six Siege, let everyone know down below. Even though I put an absurd amount of hours into this game, I am still learning things every single day. It's ridiculous how complex this thing is, and so if you have a cheeky spot that you love to use in the game that not a lot of people take advantage of, or there's some mechanic that for some reason no one has discovered, let us all know down below. But yeah, guys, until tomorrow, have a good one, and take it easy.